up? What's up? What's up, everybody? You already know what this is. Chew the fat with smooth. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And we're gonna get it in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hope y'all ready for this one. We're gonna jump into it. We got a few videos that we're gonna get into behind it, so it's gonna be pretty fun. Definitely looking forward to some participation off this piece. You know what I mean? Gonna be a good day. Gonna be a good day. Yeah, so today we're going to be asking ourselves a couple questions. We're definitely going to jump into the Aries Spares, and I don't know if you want to call it Lizzo beef, but you know, there's a bunch behind that now, and Aries Spares is possibly about to be canceled. But the main thing I want to focus on is with this particular weirdo video that he released. I want to know what you guys think. If you just feel like the dude is a complete weirdo, and there might be something not only wrong with him, but also Tiffany Haddish today. So we're going to jump into that right after this intro. Yes, people, let's see y'all out there. A1G's up in his piece first. Relationship Talk with G's podcast. Locked in. Let's go. And Joe Green Films, let's get it. All right. So, we're going to go ahead and rock out with this. First and foremost, let's go ahead and something's wrong here. I really don't know what's going on with the proportions for these cars. I asked specifically for a 132 scale, meaning that they're supposed to be 1/32 of the size. So like 1/4 would be a quarter of the size. So this should be, you know, 1/32. And somebody's playing because I know the Mustang ain't that small for that Cadillac. But y'all can vote on it either way. I don't care. Go ahead. I'm not invested in any of these. I'm actually waiting on a better car that Amazon dropped the ball on. It's supposed to get here yesterday, but all good. We're gonna rock out with these two today. Make your votes, cast your votes, do what you will, doesn't matter. And of course, people, how could I forget to ask? Please do. Like the video, share this video, subscribe to the channel if you would. It would be greatly appreciated. So, yeah, man. I feel like we could just start jumping into these videos and everything, and let's see what's really going on with that. It's kind of weird, but whatever. We're going to go for it. Here is what started this whole debacle for Aries Spares. If anyone agrees with this, it's fine. Go right ahead. Mustang vote. Gotcha. Mustang vote. Aries Spares. Let's get into this guy real quick. Pause.
Yo, you know somebody that actually make good music, man? Lizzo.
Lizzo?
Yeah, bro. Have you heard her shit, yo? Like, as a songwriter, yo.
I can't get past the fact that she looks like the shit emoji.
Yo.
Very beautiful girl. She's got a very pretty face. But she keeps showing her body off, nigga. Like, come on, man. I'm sorry. Listen, I ain't the most in shape nigga in the world. But I still, you know, when you funny and you got swagger and confidence and you decent looking, I think I'm at least handsome, you get pussy. But a woman that's built like a plate of mashed potatoes is in trouble.
I'm sorry. But musically, yo, she go hard, man. She a good songwriter, though.
Oh, yo, she's dope. Her music hard, her body ain't. Uh-oh, here they come. The wall of Braveheart bitches. Like the battle on the field coming over the hills. Are you ready for a war? You can hear the horses thumping on the fucking ground. Is about to, here he come. Who that motherfucker think he is? Be body shaming, fat motherfucker. You know what kills me? Hold on. You know what kills me about women? Is the hypocrisy and the contradiction. Yes, queen, slay queen. Yes, queen, slay. Yeah, girl, your confidence. Fuck diabetes. Fuck heart problems. Fuck heart disease, cholesterol. Y'all claim womanhood and about sisterhood and support for your sister, you know, when it come to that ridiculous shit. But if you really gave a fuck, why wouldn't you go, black girl, we love you. We love your confidence, boo-boo. But this ain't it. This ain't it.
All right. So, Dig. Is this more like a situation of the kettle calling the pot black? Is that what we feel about this situation? Is this the kettle calling the pot black? Should he be able to say that type of thing? Should he be canceled for that type of thing? Should he be canceled because of it? Do we think that he should be canceled? Is a cancellation warranted in this particular situation? What do we think about this? Is he deserving of all this flack that he's going to get right now? Let me see what we got here. Okay, so yeah, I'm assuming Relationship Talk with G's podcast found this joint super funny with what the homie was doing. I guess you found it funny, and it was funny. I'm sitting here laughing too, so we're not gonna play like it isn't funny. I laugh at jokes. It is what it is. I'm a good fan of a roast. But at the same time, I don't know if I really go for the whole body shaming thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What do y'all think? Is this like body shaming to the fullest? Is this that he should be shunned? You know what I'm saying? Is this something that he should be canceled? Is the question. Should the homeboy be canceled for it? Do we think that he should be canceled for this? Like he's been, because they went and they got him. He already saw it before he got off the video. First off, I feel like he was set up. If we're gonna really talk about it. If we're really gonna talk about it.
I got time, cuz.
I think the homeboy was set up entirely. Period. You know what I'm saying? I think he was set up. Because if you just listen to the way the questions came in, this was nonsense, bro. That shouldn't have happened like that. That should not have happened like that. But he knew what he was doing when he asked him that questions. What do you think about, of all the people, you're going to ask about Lizzo? Because you know when any celebrity talks about Lizzo, he knew what Aries Spears was going to do. He knew exactly how this situation was going to go. So, dude definitely set him up for failure right there. And now he's paying the price for it. You know what I'm saying? They do have what seems to be response from Lizzo at the MTV Awards. So we'll go ahead and jump into that one real quick. It was something light. It wasn't nothing crazy, but we're going to jump into it anyway. We'll get into this comment first. Let's do that. Because it's coming from a man who's overweight. Yeah, I dig that part, man. I dig that part. So, yeah, he is attacking her. Yep. Yeah, this is real. This is real. You definitely made some good points there, my friend. I certainly agree with that. Certainly agree with that. We got another comment here. This one looks like a paragraph here. Who we got? Solana. Let's move this one over a bit so we can kind of see the whole thing here. There we are. All right. I mean, I would know. Okay. This dude. Oh, damn. You wouldn't even know this dude. If it wasn't for the things that he's been doing. Okay. I've been around some real lolos, and some people have the trick skin. Oh, man. A trick that can take a lick. Okay. I hear you. Yeah, so I dig that. I dig that. So I want to get into Lizzo's response real quick because this is kind of crazy too. I think that this response is kind of crazy. Let's jump into the Lizzo joint.
And now, to the bitches that got something to say about me in the press. You know what? I'm not gonna say nothing. They be like, Lizzo, why don't you clap back? Why don't you clap back? Cause bitch, I'm winning, ho. That bitch is winning, ho! That's what bitches show paper, bitch!
I want to know what you guys think of this response. Do you think it was a worthy response to, like, what do y'all think about that? Do y'all think this is legitimate? Do y'all mess with this response? Do you think it was enough? For real, was it corny? Or is this kind of like going the high road and not really digging into it and not messing with the low frequency stuff? Or do you think she's just scared? I don't know. What do we think about that? And lastly, the craziest video we got today, man. I didn't even want to show it, but I found something online where people kind of edited the video enough for it to be viewable. So, yeah. We're going to go ahead and run this one. This is really strange, to say the very least. This is the video that they were talking about with Aries Spares, and Tiffany Haddish is in there too. So that's a big deal too, because now she's getting dragged into it. From what I understand, this has been going on for a little while. This lawsuit they have, people are making some serious allegations against them, and this has been going on for a little while. But I'm going to run into this video real quick, and this is a bit disturbing. Children, forget about it. Don't even watch this. There's no nudity or anything like that, but it's just disturbing, and I don't like the looks of it. But let's go ahead and do it anyway.
Ooh, Uncle Pete. Uncle Pete, I need you to do me a big favor. Please, can you do me a favor and watch TJ while I run to the bank?
No problem.
I'll be right back. Look, do whatever Uncle Pete asks you to do, okay? Be good. All right, thank you so much. If you need anything, just call me, okay? See you.
All right now.
Listen, obviously for legal reasons, I'm not able to divulge. Is that the right word?
Address. You're not even supposed to address.
Well, I was trying to find a more suitable word, but I really can't talk about anything at this time. But I just more or less want to say to all the loyal listeners, all my fans, very few friends that I have and supporters, thank you guys for your support and for your love. I will certainly remember you and make sure you all get invites to the all-white yacht party with the bevy of bitches that I keep talking about. Listen, this is an extortion case. This is a shakedown. And I didn't need my lawyer to tell me this, to say this, but, you know, I'm going to echo her words. We won't be shaken down.
Yeah, man. So, me, personally, dude, I think that video was sick, man. I think that video was sick. Just to watch it is crazy, man. Like, They did blur out a lot because the kid wasn't naked, but he had on like some tighty whities and stuff, and you know it just wasn't cool. So and they also edited the sound because he was playing R. Kelly music. That's what he showed. That was my body telling me, that's what that was, and you know what I mean, like it was I don't know, disturbing to say the very least. It's a hard watch, but I want to know if y'all really feel like something is wrong with this dude. Is he a maniac? Is something really up with this cat, man? Yeah, corny. I dig it. For real, for real. Woof. Yeah, we I understand. Here's my response. She won an award and she paid for a trip to Dubai, but not a trip down the aisle. Ooh, not a trip down the aisle. Okay, I gotta give it to you, bro. All right. I hear you. I hear you. That's wild. That's wild. Now, this is terrible. So, Luna, yes, you were absolutely right. This is terrible. This is terrible. All right, what you got? Woof. All right. So, yeah. That is not funny. Yes. I didn't see this as comedy. For real, for real. I did not see this as comedy. And I absolutely agree that this is bona fide, cringy, no matter how you spin it. This is absolutely cringe worthy. Yes, that's a good one. What is the intent? Was that supposed to be funny or cautionary tale? I do not get it. You were correct for not getting it, because I don't get it. I mean, see, you know what? It didn't seem like there was a lesson. There was, you know how the story goes. There's always some type of a lesson. You know what I mean? There's been videos that have addressed that petty stuff before, but there was some type of a lesson or something. This just looked really cringy, creepy, outrageous. I don't understand it. Woo, the video was disgusting. Yeah, just the mindset to play R. Kelly, period. Yes, absolutely. And I'm not sure if the homeboy's going to be able to come back for this. That is disgusting. Yes, Joe Green Films, you are right. Disgusting. I don't think that anybody is digging this. Yes, I'm trying to figure out what message he's trying to convey, Miss Panda Talk Time says. Understood. You all are very valid with these points. Very valid. Very valid points. Very valid points. Exactly what was the lesson? I don't know. So, I'm going to put this number up here now. And I want people to start the conspiracy theories. Or just what you think. It doesn't matter. I'm here for the good sense. I'm here for the nonsense. But I want to know what your thoughts are on this particular matter, because it's crazy. For him to think that this was okay is out of control. Why would he think that this is okay? Why? Why does he think that this is okay? And if you turn it off, there you go. We're going to have the, if you want to chime in the interview spot, we will gladly allow you in. All you got to do is click on the link, allow the camera to allow the app to use the camera, allow the app to use your microphone, and you will be joined in. Whatever setup you have, whatever your computer or phone recognizes as a mic and camera, are able to be used. It's sort of like Zoom. It can work on your phone, but it can also work from your computer if you're trying to be high def like your boy here. Go ahead and do it. But yeah, if that is open and the call lines are also open, whichever you prefer is fine. Go ahead and do it. Just jump in there. I do hope that we can get a few more likes up in this piece. Please throw some likes down. Please throw some likes down. We in here. Throw some likes down. Anybody who has not thrown a like down, throw the like down. But yeah, I feel like this was absolutely disturbing. The call lines are open. The video lines are open. Let's jump into this. I want to hear from you people. Let's go. Let's do it, because this is one of those where we need to talk about this one, because I have my own theory. I feel like the dude's a little bit twisted. Comedy, sometimes we don't get it, right? Sometimes we just don't get it with the comedy. But there's other times where it's like, what is this? What is this? What is this? All right, these comments are really big here. So, Spears is on a downward spiral. For him to do a skit like that shows me that he has absolutely no morals. I would have never signed up for anything like that, because it is not even funny. Agreed, Joe Green Films, for sure. Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. On your way home. Gotcha. What was that aired on? It was never aired. It never saw the light of day. Somebody posted it to funnyordie.com. Whoever had that particular video released it. It was found. And this is why I kind of have my little theory here that it might have just been set up. And I have no proof to support, no evidence. But I just think it's mighty coincidental that this happened like right after that whole Lizzo debacle. As soon as he decided, look, I'm gonna go ahead and trash Lizzo real quick, like he was merciless with that. And I understand comedy and how it can be sometimes, but like, I don't know, I feel like this was just a bit extra for me. I feel like it was a little extra. I didn't see why he had to go so hard. You would have thought Lizzo did something to him or whatever. If he would have just said, nah, I don't dig it, whatever. Even if he would have said this, the first part, he couldn't get past, she looked like the emoji or whatever. Okay, cool. But he was really going hard. He was going hard. Like, I couldn't understand why he felt the need to dig in like that. He really dug in. You know what I'm saying? And he knew the repercussions of doing that, because he called it right then and there. But what he didn't know is that somebody had their hands on that particular video and decided that, hey, this is perfect timing. Somebody wanted that to come out, and it could have easily been some money involved. For that to go down like that. I think that it was a possibility that there was some money exchanged and that happened for that to come out, because somebody was sitting on it. They were sitting on it for a while, and they leaked it. Leaks happen, but it's usually behind some extortion or, some serious disagreement. And a very good portion of the time, there's money behind it. And this is sickening. What we just watched was like real bad. I plan on playing that part again at some point, but I'm not going to do like one of those 3-4 times. That's why I'm just going to wait a little while before I play it, because there are going to be more people who end up jumping in the live and checking it out. But it's like, man, what did I just watch? Like, it's not like you just hadn't. It's like it was too vivid for me. Like, I've seen people where they address situations like that, but there was never a point where they would have the dude like or just the child exposed in that manner. The child would never be exposed like that. You know what I'm saying? And the things that they were doing. There was another scene that you can find it on that website, funnyordie.com, and it's on a lot of other places now. Also, it's all over Instagram and different things, where they had him playing with the train, and the way that they had him doing it was just not cool. And there's also another portion which I didn't choose to include, where the child actually was looking through the newspaper at him in the same fashion that Aries Spears was depicting in the beginning of the video. And, you know, everything about it is quite sickening. There wasn't really a point to it. It just seems like they were just doing it for their own jollies. You know what I'm saying? It didn't seem like art to me. It didn't seem like a film to me. It didn't seem like it made sense to me. Like, for real, I can't get that part. I don't understand why you would do something like that. It looks crazy to me for you to do something like that. That's crazy. Now, we could get past the whole body shaming thing, because people do that. A lot of comedians, man. Sometimes comedians just do that. They get into something that they know they're not supposed to get into. They say some things. They end up having to apologize, right? Sometimes you apologize. We've all said things that we've had to apologize for. We've said some things that might have been in poor taste. Sometimes. Maybe. We said some things that were in poor taste that we wish we could take back sometimes. But that video, which didn't necessarily have anything to do with what we were watching. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look like it had anything to do with it. I mean, well, this video came out a long time. It was filmed a long time ago. So yeah, it didn't have anything to do with it. That video was already just sitting in the cut somewhere. I doubt if either one of them would participate in something like that right now. Tiffany Haddish is like, she's grown a lot since then. She's actually stepped her game up. She was doing pretty well. Why she would choose to participate in that, I couldn't tell you, bro. Why would you do that?
Perfect.
Why? What would make you go ahead and do that? What's wrong with you, man? Why would you feel the need to jump in to that type of film? Why? Let me jump into a couple more of these comments real quick. All right. There are definite lines that should not be crossed when it comes to comedy, and that is so not funny. Come on, Tiffany. Correct. Correct. All right. And because they know he speaks his mind, so he was easy to bait. Yeah, he was easy to bait to himself, and people knew that. They knew that. They knew he was easy to bait. Yeah. People try that with a lot of people, but I guess you know who to and who not to try that with. He obviously, they knew they could try him with that. All right. Exactly. And as a woman, how could Tiffany Haddish agree to do something so disgusting? SMH. True. Why? Why did you agree to do that, Tiffany Haddish? I mean, I know people be on this show. I don't know. We don't know. Why would she? Is that her thing, though? Is that her twist? Is that her twist? Is that how she gets her rocks off? Is she into it? So is he a comedian on a show, movie? The last thing that I remember Aries Spears being on that was on television was Mad TV. Some of us might be too young for that. Not me. I remember it dropped. That's just like what, early 2000s, 90s, whatever. It was Mad TV. It was sort of like your Saturday Night Live in Living Color vibe. That type of thing. You know what I mean? Comedy Central style. And that's what they did. So he used to do those type. He did skits with people over there. That was the only thing that I can remember mainstream. He did, I think, do a few movies, but he does really well as far as like his stand up. He does get his money that way. He sells out. He was doing very well with that. So that's where I recognize him from. Yeah. And Miss Panda Talk Time just answered it too. Gotcha. Yeah, it did seem like he was baited to say that. So another thing that I want to ponder on: do we feel like this dude? This would not have happened. This video would not have surfaced if he didn't make the mistake of talking about Lizzo. Because I didn't hear anything about Aries Spears in probably a couple years. To be honest. Literally. Not in any feed. Not on anything. In years. Years. Literally years. I have not heard from Aries Spears. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not like a, I'll do my comedy thing, but not like that. So I know people who are more into comedy may have been hearing about him. But as far as mainstream, something going viral, he wasn't doing that until he talked about Lizzo. And then this thing come out, within about a week. It's kind of fishy, man. It's kind of fishy, man. I don't know. It's kind of fishy.
How about
man.
that?
If you ask me, I think it's kind of fishy. There we go. Now he has a podcast on YouTube. I won't name the show. You're not gonna advertise for him, and I dig it. I understand that part. I understand why you don't want to advertise for the homeboy. For real. Drop them likes, please. Yes. He's absolutely right. We appreciate you, Joe Green Films. He's absolutely right. We got a bunch of people in here. Let's get a bunch of likes in here. Let's do it with these likes. Let's jump it up. Let's run it up with these likes. Drop the like. Please do share this video to a couple friends. And if you have not already subscribed to the channel, please do. We work very hard to make sure that we bring you the heat every week. We bring these important topics. We research them, dig in, and we have fun with them. And speaking of which, I want y'all guys to call in. Don't be bashful. Jump in on these phone lines. The phone line is scrolling across the screen. And if you are not bashful and you want to cam up and you are near considerably good lighting, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to have a bunch of LEDs in your face, but just enough so we can see you and we're not looking at like two eyes in the dark. If we can see you well, then that link is right in the description. It's a clickable link, and if you click it, it will allow you right in, and then we'll cam up and you can be on the show in person. In person. Yes. And like Joe Green Film said, don't forget to drop those likes. Yeah. You think somebody wanted to teach them a lesson. So you don't think that they're related. In a weird way, I kind of feel like these two things are related. Only because of the timing of it. Because I wasn't hearing about dude before at all. I just wasn't. We never heard about Aries Spares. Not in no tabloids. Not on World Star. Not on The Shade Room. Not on TMZ. We weren't hearing about Aries Spares until he did that. For me, I don't know of any other moments that went viral for the kid. To be honest, at all. I don't know any. So that's why I'm kind of concerned if this is what happened. It seems like this is what happened. But I want to know your thoughts on it. Continue to chime in. If y'all just want to jump in the chat today, that's cool. Y'all go ahead and jump in. There were some cats who just jumped in, so I'm going to go ahead and run these videos real quick. And then we're going to try to get into our... and at any time, if you want to jump in on the cam, jump in that link while we're playing the videos, or you can call in and I'll stop the video because this will be the second time running it. This is for anybody who did not get a chance to see it just yet. I'll run on one more comment. I'm probably gonna have to read this out because it's too big for my screen. Pause. It might not even have been because specifically Lizzo might be just in the generalized, obvious disrespect to a woman, and in some way very related, low key, had to be somebody from his past. Just waiting. I definitely agree with that part for sure. That it was somebody just sitting there in the cut waiting to drop this, and that's just how it goes. Once you get to a certain point in life, these people are like, oh, he popped. It could have been unrelated because somebody said, oh, he popping right now. He probably think that he about to jump off with this Lizzo thing because that could have been his intent. So that's actually a pretty good theory right there. You got there. I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going with this, Saluno. So I see where you're going with this. So what it sounds like you're saying, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. It sounds like you may have thought Aries Spears' idea was to go viral with this clip about Lizzo because he knew it would go viral. And that's why he knew it was about to. That's why he said, here they come. So it could have very well been calculated. And a lot of people say any news is good news when it comes to being a celebrity. Just because they're talking about you. Your name is coming up on Google. Once your name start coming up on Google, Google will share you more. Whether it's the YouTube algorithm, Play Music algorithm, or just the Google search algorithm, which a lot of people don't recognize. That Google search algorithm is something too. That's a whole nother animal. So now that you're getting in these Google searches, it's like, hold up. Wait a minute. He's coming up. So all in all, his specials might start to come up. Any film that he participated in might start to come up. Some of his old stand-up might start to come up. And there you go. Even though you did something bad, once it still blows over, people are still searching for you. You could explain it. You could talk about it. You could go head to head with somebody. Just like how people do. If you understand, YouTube has a place where they call the beef sector. And although it's only negative things that people are saying about each other, it just brings more traffic to both channels or all participants. And that's the whole thing. So if we go by that logic, then it looks like Aries Spears' plan just backfired because somebody he pissed off did not like it. All right. So we got somebody here. Here in guest room. And we'll try and assign you as guest one. All right, we're going to bring you in. You live, bro.
Hey, can you see me? And can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you well. You in the mix? You in the mix? And for anybody who doesn't know, this is A1G's podcast. So what you got for us today, man?
How you doing, boss? So I'm getting right to it. So my thoughts on this. First and foremost, this is a fact. Okay, the fact is that in a lot of case scenarios where you're on these public streaming platforms, it is easier for women. No offense, this is just a fact. Opinions going out the window when it's a fact. Women get away more with the same things that men say. Where if men say it, okay, they might get a lot more scrutiny versus a woman who would say the same thing, because the vast majority of the market is the market. the vast majority of the market is women. Do you agree with that? That's one
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, I do understand that point, because there is a situation where men can't say certain things. It is considered body shaming and different things like that, right? And that's a thing. And in certain instances, women can say, "Oh, he's short. I need somebody that's 6 feet." So you're pretty much, you know what I'm saying? That in a way, if you're saying he's short, that's body shaming. That's something he can't do. He can't even do anything about. Or they say, "Oh, yeah, his hairline," or they will laugh at male pattern baldness and stuff like that. That happens. That's understood.
But
But
because you have to understand, I want to ask about this. Is this a double standard? Meaning, if he was the guy that was being talked about in this manner, and
Oh, it'll be funny.
and he gave right,
It'll be funny.
I'm saying if he got a hair up his tail, okay, and he decided to push the envelope on this the same way it's being pushed on him, would Lizzo be canceled? And why is that?
I don't think so. It's a fact that if you're a male, unless you're like disabled or something, people don't really care. They'll say "man up." It's just a joke. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say why, because the vast majority of this market on social media for years have been women. It has been recently that more men's platforms have come arise. The internet platform wise has been dominated by women ever since what's that show? What's that show? Got Vivica Fox is on it. You know what I'm talking about? There's a lot of shows that have 4-panel women and stuff like that.
I understand. Yeah. Like you got the
Table
Real, the
Talks,
View, you got a bunch of those
right.
type talk shows.
It's
Yeah.
been dominated by women. So if it's it's their audience is women, their target is women, the market is women. So if it's been dominated by women's shows, the market is predominantly women. So when men start coming into the scene, they still looking at men as the new kids on the block, and their word is not as credible. So to women who have been out there more, in the vast majority of the market is women, when men come out and start saying similar things, they're looking like, hey, look, she can say that, but you can't say that. She can say that, but you can't say that.
I mean,
if she said it's so cool, I'm gonna be like, Carisha, please. But if we said, now we're misogynists. Now you know what I mean. Now we get crucified. Now we're this. Now we're that.
The world is filled with double standards, right?
I'm not saying what he did was right, and I'm not saying what the things that people had under the sleeve for him was wrong, because don't put nothing out there at one point. This goes to prove that you never know once you put something out to the public, it's out there forever. It doesn't matter if somebody deletes it for 2 seconds. You get what I'm saying? So that's his own doing. I don't agree with that at all. If he gets canceled on the notion of that, okay, cool, he had that coming. But the thing is this: you have to remember every single thing that you do, being as though that men have more pressure put on them. You have to remember every single move that you make publicly, it goes into the public archive forever. It doesn't matter how long it took. There's been plenty of videos where somebody's bodily parts got exposed on the internet, and they try to take it down so fast, but that quick somebody saved this.
Too late
to apologize.
Once you upload, once you hit send, it's over. Somebody screenshot it. Here's the thing. Once that bad boy is in the servers, even if you hit take down, if somebody's already playing it, you can still play it and play it and play it. You can still copy the link. You can still download it.
All the way up until the point Now, if you refresh the page and you lose it, you lose it. But once you got it
Yeah.
right there on your screen,
Yeah,
you got
it's
it.
yours. It's yours. So you have to be very conscious of what you do.
You wait, and like I see in my show, you waive all your rights to privacy, whatever you put out to the public, as long as it's accessible for people to see.
So, yeah, he ended up having a beef with Mike Epps behind us and all that, because Mike Epps came to her defense too, and they were going back and forth with each other, talking about, oh, you know, this was despicable and blah blah blah. This is Mike Epps saying, and then Aries Spares is saying, well, you know, at least nobody walks out on my shows. Taking a stab at Mike Epps. So I'm gonna say homeboy lost some friends behind this, for real, for real. He definitely lost some friends behind this. No matter how you spin it. He's definitely lost some friends behind it. So
Because he can't, and the thing is he can't even he can't apologize for something something like this that he did, because he intended on
you're
doing.
talking about the creepy video.
I talk about the creepy video. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I'm not what he said as far as Lizzo. I mean, hey, she's fat, he's fat. I mean, you get what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
if he's a comedian, something like that, you get what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can't take as much as the defense, but every person that has high notoriety has a fan base that is going to have your back. They're like Nicki Minaj supporters, and there's nothing that you can do to stop them, especially if they have something on you like they did. What he did as far as his comments on Lizzo, I don't call that shame. You get what I'm saying?
Do you think this dude? Do you think this dude that this is related? Do you think it's related? Like somebody from Lizzo's camp dropped this atomic bomb on homeboy?
Absolutely. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody from Lizzo's camp, but 9 times out of 10 it is. And the second thing is this, okay? He could have been saying something in general in the past that pertains, when you talk about one woman, a lot of women that would take an offense will look at it as he's talking about all women of this kind and caliber.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like when women say men did. When they say men, they're not referring to a specific person. They're referring to all men.
He also specifically mentioned women when he was saying, "Hey, Dig, yeah, y'all don't ever tell other women that this ain't cool." You know what I'm saying? When he got to that part, he was really going in.
You hear the terminology? Y'all.
Yep.
He's referring to, when you say words like y'all and they, and you don't say who, you're referring to all.
So, all right, here we go. We got a comment here. So, would you like to talk down on women? You can if you
No,
want.
absolutely not. I would like to be the better.
Hopefully, you don't have.
I would like to be the better person in my
Hopefully,
mind.
you not have some strange, creepy, dusty video with another waiting.
Right. I'm saying listen. It's not in my nature to talk about women at all. I love women. You get what I'm saying? I like to mind my own damn business and work.
That was a comment by Solana. They were asking
Right.
that question.
My answer to that is, I would like to mind my own damn business and basically worry about my own success and not worried about why Lizzo is plus size and a third. That's not going to change his outcome. That's not going to change what he wants to do in life for himself. You got what I'm saying?
So
they asked him a question.
What would you say if somebody asked you about Lizzo and they put you in that position? What you gonna say? What if somebody asked you?
All right, run back the question that they asked him.
They said, "What do you think about Lizzo as an artist?" And then he just ran with it. So that wasn't even like a whole setup.
I would have said exactly what I think of Lizzo as an artist, not her body size. I would have just answered the question and keep it moving.
Now, what if they asked you about her body? What do you think about her body type?
I would have told you that Lizzo's body type is not my body type. I would have told you what I would have preferred, I would have said, look, if this is the image that she wants to portray, that's fine. Is that going to change her outcome? Let the market decide. The market would determine. When it comes to her personal life, her outcomes that she wants in life,
Wait, who
I would say let the market decide. It doesn't matter whether you're fat. It doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't matter whether you're fat. It doesn't matter whether you're skinny. It doesn't matter whether you're voluptuous, muscular. Some some women are turned off by bodybuilders, by men who are bodybuilders. That's not all of women's type. You get what I'm saying? Whatever market, you could be a male who is like 700-800 pounds and want to be a sumo wrestler. That's the market you want to determine professionally. But personally, is it determining your outcome? Let the market decide. That's what I would have said.
The market will decide.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested in Elizabeth. So I would have had nothing to say about her. I will only have some words of encouragement to a woman who is of my choice, of my kind of caliber, the kind of woman that I like. So that's not my place to say something about her size, because she's not going to change my outcome, because I don't want Lizzo. I would just say let the market decide. She is displaying herself as a voluptuous music artist, and she wants to show love to all the women of her size and say that women like us can do this. That is her. That's her market. That's her market. Let that be her market. That's fine. But
this is what GC says right
personally,
here.
that's the market decide.
Gotcha. GC just made a great point right here. I'm not sure if you can see the screen where we're at, but I'll read it off anyway if you cannot. So he says he asked the comedian about Lizzo, and then he says he gave a comical response. Oh, you know what? And
it makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But that's why I said like if he gave the response he did, fine. You know what I mean? He comedian, fine. But you just gotta be prepared for any kind of pushback. You know you have haters.
Got it. So with that, right? I think that's a valid point. Are we in a place right now where we just need to lighten up a little bit? Are we, you know what I'm saying? Should we lighten up a little bit? Because what I could say is back in the day, right? Back in the day, comedians.
Your mama joke. Your mama is so fat.
Yo, let me tell you something.
And they could take it.
Yo, listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, right? With the West Side High School. And there were, like, I remember my 10th grade lunch period, dude. We sat there for the 40 minutes of roasting each other. Period. The whole lunch period.
That's a long time at Area 51.
I'm talking for months, bro. For months. Every day. Straight roast. No conversations, nothing. There were instances where I had to face 3 people at once versus me. So it's like, at this point, nobody can really tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything that was wrong with me, I done figured it out because everybody already told me. Again. So I was able to figure it out. And for real, it seemed hard at the time.
You can't destroy an informed head. So if you know everything about yourself, you could care less what people have to say. You already won. They can't play with your mental.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing. So at this point, can't nobody tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I say. I say bullying builds character. Sometimes. I'm not an advocate for bullying. But sometimes bullying builds character. We should be able to roast each other. We should be able to talk about each other without people getting offended. You know what I'm saying? Comedians used to do that. You remember Eddie Murphy and all them? He had a whole Mr. T skit that he would never get away with right now. How crazy that was. I see a lot of homies jumped in here. Please do, if you have not already. Please do.
The number one,
like, share, subscribe.
The number one thing comedians used to talk about every day. They used to be able to make racist jokes.
Oh yeah,
they used to be able to make
racist jokes.
Point right to you in the audience. Call you right out.
Well, no, I think that still happens. That still happens. But I feel like people getting real soft right here. Pause. People are getting real soft. Like, what are we doing? What is it that we can't talk about each other? If somebody would have said something about me, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get you back. But I'm not gonna sit here and cry. I'm not gonna sick the legions on you. And you know what I'm saying? I think we're doing too much, man. Like, you can't. I mean, I understand like the whole body shaming thing and all that, but it's not like people are just picking on Lizzo for no reason. She is putting it out there. She is posting it for millions of people to see, right? So it's not like she's in her private space and she's not bothering nobody. It's not like Adele was chunky. She got thin now. Why nobody said nothing about Adele? You know why? People never said anything about Adele. Is because she stayed in her space. Kelly Price was husky. Right? Probably still is, I would imagine. Husky, right? But nobody felt like they needed to trash her like that. People trash Lizzo because she constantly is throwing it in your face. You know what I'm saying?
Today I got time, cuz.
She's throwing it in your face. So this is a different scenario.
Yeah.
She can't really
by
get
the way,
angry so much. Go ahead. About the backlash because of how she's portraying it. She's putting it in your face. What you gonna say?
Shut the fuck up.
that guy too. Remember him? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he's a perfect example of a modern day society where people are taking jokes, you know, to an offense. There's a whole movement that tried to get him canceled.
Oh, and secondly, guys, at any point in time, anybody jumping in, if you did not see the video and you would like to see the video, throw a 1 in the chat. If you want to see the video, if you want me to play it back, throw a 1 in the chat. Secondly, you can call in. The number scrolling across the screen is 609-666-2995. Call in. We are ready to take calls. If you want to voice your opinion, and if you want to join this conversation and you want to cam up, all you do is hit the link and tell your computer or phone that it's okay to use your mic and camera like Zoom, and you will be right in here, just like your homeboy A1Gs. All right, I got another comment here. What you got? All right, my friend in the military had a racist friend that called him. What? Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah, all right. He called him with derogatory terms that are offensive to Hispanics, and he loved the guy for being honest in his racism. And that's, well, sis, here's the thing. What I will say is this. Here's what I'll say. People are okay with you saying this type of thing if you have a certain rapport with them, right? Just like, you know, women call each other's bees all the time. If a man tries to do it, it's not going to fly. It is not going to fly. It is not going to fly if a man tries to do it. So with that, you just got to understand that it's not for everyone. You can't give that to everyone. If I don't have a rapport with you where we can have that type of dialogue, then forget about it. Here we go. And we got another big one. There are 3 levels to attraction for me. Pretty, meaning face, sexy, meaning body, and beautiful, meaning soul and character. I can dig that. I can dig that. Joe Green Films. I can dig that. So, what I'm saying is, should we be able to do that, though? As a comedian, what do you think about comedians? Do you think they should? Hey, G's, what you think? I see you getting into your, you doing homework, bro?
Gotcha. I wanted to see what what it actually looked like on the other screen, but pretty cool. Looks good, man.
Oh.
That's all I was looking at.
All right.
Remember,
Golden wheels. I agree with G's. Men are showed no mercy versus women who are embraced for their flaws. But men are not the one begging for the outcome. Okay. Yeah, no, I hear you. That's legit, Golden Wheels. I gotta throw that on screen for y'all real quick, cause that's bars right there. I dig it. He's making sense. I understand that part. For real. And
what was the question?
You know, well, he was just agreeing with your point that
Okay.
you know, he said he agrees with you how men are shown no mercy and women are embraced for their flaws. But men are not the ones begging for the outcome. So, yeah, no, he's got a valid point right there, because I mean that's what you were saying earlier, and I dig it. That is very true. I don't want to make this a man versus woman thing, but I think we do understand the idea that this is something that, you know, men are not allowed to do, women are allowed to do. For the most part, they don't get that much backlash. I'm gonna tell you when women get backlash. Women don't get backlash for talking about men per se, right? It can go viral or whatever, but they're not gonna be canceled for talking about men. Even if they body shame, if they talk about a particular religious group, oh yeah, they cancel. You can't do that. If we talk about religious groups, you're in trouble. And a lot of times, if you are racist, then you're also in trouble. You're not going to get away with that. Those are certain things you just don't do. You know, I don't encourage it for anyone to do that, because those are not my views, and I don't allow it on my platform either. You know, I love for people to speak their mind. You could go as raw as you want, you know, as long as you don't try to offend any particular group. Anybody who's watched me for a very long time, you'll see me stop people when they if they say something that is racist or is biased towards any particular group, or, you know what I'm saying,
Discriminatory.
Yeah, that's just not how it's gonna go on this side. And you should know better. You should know better, because the repercussions for it, regardless of how you feel. If you feel like that, okay, you feel like that, but don't put that in the atmosphere. It's not gonna work in your favor. I promise you. Certain things you're just not gonna get away with saying. Period. And normally comedians, man, GC brought up that perfect point, man. Like, I completely understand that part about not holding comedians to the same standard as normal human beings. They're supposed to be funny. You know what I'm saying? It seemed harsh, right? And if you were talking about another person, then it seems harsh, right? But I'm going to tell you something, man. There are certain people that are allowed to talk to people any kind of way. If you have a British accent, it sounds cool to body shame, right? To whatever. If you're talking about Chef Ramsay,
because it sounds funny. It's funny to them.
Is allowed to body shame. I've watched him do it. How many times he called somebody fat on a show and it was okay, right? He don't get no repercussions. He calls people all types of things. I watched him call women the B word. Y'all saw it. Simon Cowell was able to say all types of terrible things to people, right? From American Idol. Simon Cowell, same thing. So, and these are men. Why are they allowed to do that and to body shame if they want to, and to talk to people any kind of way and get away with it? Why is it that they are able to do that? Why is it? And I'm talking about abuse, man. Like yelling at people in their faces, and you know what I'm saying, throwing pans around. Chef Ramsay is a beast. Like, what he was getting away with publicly, having millions of people watch. For me, I don't know.
And it only brought more attention. It only brought more audience. People they embraced it. And this is all about the double standard. This is all about the double standard. I don't think what he said about Lizzo and even how Lizzo responded when she responded on stage, that was a response to what he said, right? When she had her award. Was that what that was?
Yeah,
When
that's
she
allegedly.
okay.
She didn't
Okay,
say it
okay.
as that, but a lot of people took it as
So
that. So we just running with it.
so if that was the case, so if that's the case, then those two handled it. So if that's the case, then she handled it like a sport. What killed him is the dirt that somebody dug up that they had. That's what killed him. This has absolutely nothing to do with what he said about Lizzo. This had nothing to do with what he said about Lizzo. This had everything. This had everything to do with using the dirt that they had underneath him. It was waiting for him to slip, and then they wanted to use this to pull the gender card to try to take him down and have one less man on a platform. That's what it was.
Empathy and relation plays a part. Jeff Foxworthy tells redneck jokes for the first 10 minutes of his set, but Kevin Hart can't do that. On the flip side, Foxworthy can't say the N-word. Very true. And let's see what he got to say about Jeff Ramsey. Chef Ramsey called a woman a fat cow on Hell's Kitchen. Wait, is that a cow? He did. And I also watched him call a woman the B word. I think he said stupid B, if I'm not mistaken.
Were you very in tune with the comment with the actual like? Remember when Steve Harvey had that show like Mr. Hightower, the Steve Harvey show? Remember that? Mm-hmm. So right, remember the old shows similar to that had like with Richard Pryor, not comedy shows, regular like TV shows that had Richard Pryor in it. So it was a scene that he was inside of office and stuff like that, and he was working for this
sitcom. I remember him being in the movies though. Was it a movie?
Right. So yeah, this was an actual TV series, and it was comical. It was all comical, and it was this white dude, and he was saying certain words. He was like, and they was going back and forth calling each other names, and then when the white dude he said the N word, the old fashioned N word.
Oh,
do you think that? Right. Do you think that he only got away with that only because it was Richard Pryor's show and it was part of his comedy set?
Well, look, I mean, listen, that happens all the time.
Or
if it's acting, then you can depict nearly anything. You know what I'm saying? You can get that off. If it's acting, a skit or whatever, you can get it off. You got to be pretty offensive for it to be like that, and particularly film. If it's a
all right, so you said it was a skit, right? So now listen to this. Now here goes what's his name? Netflix comedian. Bring it back to me. Yes, I just had a brain fart. Okay, so Dave Chappelle, right? That's a freelance skit. You get what I'm saying? They know that he's there to do jokes, right? But what he still said launched an entire community to try to take him down.
I remember that. And one of his best friends was part of that group. Is that what you're referring to? And when he was actually telling a story about one of his best friends. I mean, listen, Dave Chappelle's different, y'all. He's one of those people who I would consider a genius in comedy. Did it blow over? Heck yeah. Will people still go see Dave Chappelle? Will people still buy tickets? Will he still get next Netflix specials? Certainly. Mm-hmm. They're not going to stop him. It is what it is. But what can you do in a situation like that? These guys are. The difference is you having it as a skit. This dude was just saying it as if he was saying it from the heart. It wasn't a skit, and he singled out a person, and you can't. I would say Lizzo is the mascot for the if you want to call them BBWs, or whatever, right? So once you go after her, man, they all come to get you. They're not playing that, man. They're not trying to hear that. They're not trying to hear that. It was different back in the day. You know, we had social standards where it was like, man, you can't be big and blah blah blah, all that stuff. But just about 37% of the United States population is obese, and that ranks very high amongst nations. We're one of the most obese nations on the planet.
In the world.
So if you have more than a third of your population that is overweight, at this point, you are excluding or even discriminating against a pretty large group, no pun intended.
You're fired.
So what do you think?
No, I agree with you. Like I have no leg to put up to basically deflect against what you said. It's the truth. But they understand these double standards. Men understand that. Men understand the double standards that apply to them. A lot more people that are out here that they're so sensitive. You can't even say hi to somebody, okay? Or say hi to somebody, to a female, without them assuming that. All right, there's a story about a guy. He pulls up on a woman, right? And he says, "Hey, how you doing?" She says, "I have a boyfriend," right? He says, "I was just trying to tell you that your tire's flat." "Oh, you're gonna help me?" He was like, "Ask your fucking boyfriend," right? Ooh. She got so, because she just assumed from the rip that he was trying to holler at her, and all he was trying to do was get her attention to say, "Hey, your tire's flat," right? So that's one case scenario for the woman. Now let's show a case scenario. Now let's show a case scenario for a man, right? Men used to be able to take rejection. You can't say no to a man without him either antagonizing you or the man trying to attack the woman.
You think so?
Society is so sensitive.
I think some men are like that. Some men are like that, but you got dudes who just play the numbers game, and you're gonna get rejected probably, depending on if you know how to pick them.
No, I just wanted to give a case scenario. So it doesn't sound like I'm being biased. I just want to get a scenario.
Let me knock these comments out real quick. He was hangry. He was hangry and he wanted some mashed potatoes. That's by Salute. All right, and then we got maybe this will bring more attention to those. Okay.
Ruby.
The obesity epidemic. Maybe, but it is an epidemic, and the whole thing about it is that we have to kind of get to a point where it's like, can we? All right, let's say we can't stand this stuff, right? But the problem is like, it is a health concern. It's a health risk, right? There's hypertension. You got heart disease. You got diabetes. You got high blood pressure. Like, there's so many different things that you could deal with from being obese. You know what I'm saying? It's not a healthy thing. There's very few people who are running around here obese that are in good health. So what I would say is maybe the approach is no good. I don't think that people should be publicly shamed, right? Like, just get roasted in front of everyone, right? And I'm sure it's tough. If you would ask me and I could be wrong, but I have a theory on it. I feel like Lizzo is actually insecure about her body, because just as a human being, if everybody keeps saying the same type of thing, right? And women definitely support her, but she don't date women. To my knowledge, she dates men, and the men usually don't have anything good to say about it. And that's where it gets sticky because
And that's and listen, you know how sticky it gets. That's why when you ask me the question, what would I
I'm
have
gonna pause.
said if they asked?
I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause for the multiple sentence. Carry on.
Okay, and that is why when you asked me that question, was what somebody in the comments said, what would you have said if that same question was asked to you? I would have simply said, let the market decide. She's not my type, so I have no business talking about her personally. I would have just simply said, that's not my type. You know, if she wants to be that size, that's fine. If you want to be a hamster, if you want to be a mouse, a cat, a dog, that's fine. But whatever you choose to be,
was he
whatever,
using to describe Lizzo?
whatever. Listen, I am an advocate. I am an advocate of choice. But whatever choice you make, that's the outcome you want to get, and the market decides, not you. That's what I would have said.
Shout out to the homeboy Abe the Don just jumped in. He got a big old comment over here. I'm gonna try to read. All right. They don't make us like that. All right. They don't make us like they used to. Majority of these people are soft, like butter, and have no social skills. No one should be shamed or judged at all. Playing victim is just as bad. Alright, we gotta give him a Shout out to Abe the Don for dropping through. Part of the 95 series, whoever didn't watch. Big play in that joint. But yeah. That's wild. I'm gonna leave that up there for a second because that's legit, man. I definitely feel like you agree with that one right there, bro.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of 95 series, you dropping another movie.
In due time. I'm not gonna use my own money anymore. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna unless I have lots of it. It's expensive, dude. People who know what I spent on that to get that series going. So yeah, I'm not really excited to spend that much money until I have a lot more expendable cash. We'll leave it at that. But I'm gonna get back to film. I'm gonna get back to film because that thing's doing really good right now. But yeah, shout out. I'm at
episode. I'm like halfway through. You had 10 episodes on the first season. I'm already halfway through episode 6. But my mind is still like my mind is still frozen in scene 1.
Scene 1, episode 1.
Man, that was the best scene I ever.
No, I feel you on that. Check this out. I want to run these videos one more time because there were some different people who came in. I'm gonna run them. I don't think it's gonna cut you off, so let's see what happens. I'm gonna jump in. We're gonna see exactly what happened there with it. No,
I'll mute my mic.
No,
okay.
Yo, you know somebody that actually make good music, man? Lizzo.
Lizzo?
Yeah, bro. Have you heard her shit, yo? Like as a songwriter, yo.
I can't get past the fact that she looks like the shit emoji.
Yo.
Very beautiful girl. She's got a very pretty face. But she keeps showing her body off, nigga. Like, come on, man. I'm sorry. Listen, I ain't the most in shape nigga in the world. But I still, when you funny and you got swagger and confidence and you decent looking, I think I'm at least handsome, you get pussy. But a woman that's built like a plate of mashed potatoes is in trouble.
I'm sorry. But musically, yo, she go hard, man. She a good songwriter, though.
Oh, yo, she's dope. Her music hard, her body ain't. Uh-oh, here they come. The wall of Braveheart bitches. Like the battle on the field coming over the hills. Are you ready for a war? You can hear the horses thumping on the fucking ground. It's about to, here he come. Who that motherfucker think he is? Be body shaming fat motherfucker. You know what kills me? Hold on. You know what kills me about women? Is the hypocrisy and the contradiction. Yes, queen, slay queen. Yes, queen, slay. Yeah, girl, your confidence. Fuck diabetes. Fuck heart problems. Fuck heart disease. cholesterol. Y'all all claim womanhood and about sisterhood and support for your sister, you know, when it come to that ridiculous shit. But if you really gave a fuck, why wouldn't you go, black girl, we love you your confidence, boo-boo, but this ain't it. This ain't it.
Yeah. So with that, right? If the homeboy BMI was like 24, 25, 26, something like, you know what I'm saying? I think he'd have more room to talk. It was funny as hell. I can't say it wasn't funny. It was definitely funny. And this was good.
It was one of those videos like where it was like it was like if they'll put the caption as don't laugh at this video or you'll go to hell, and you just try not to laugh. You just can't, because it's coming from somebody who's also overweight. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like he got a little leeway to get away with it, but it's still, but still, in other women's eyes, they don't see all that. They just hear him talk about a woman. They're like, hold up. They're like, play that back. You didn't just say what you just said. They don't care. Yeah. All they hear, women being bashed, body shaming, and one person just happened to have a little dirt in them. Oh yeah, it's like that. All right, let's see what happens when we press the button on you. It wasn't about what he said.
He did say he played the mashed potatoes. Even
right. It wasn't necessarily about what he said. It wasn't about specifically what he said. It's about the fact that somebody in that circle supports Lizzo and doesn't like him at the same time and was waiting to get their lick back.
Yo, they're really gigging about this. Play the mashed potatoes. It's funny as hell. It's funny, bro. Like I'm sorry. It's funny, bro. Like I have that type of crude humor. I understand it. I get it. I live it. People could talk about me all day. There's been plenty of times, especially once this live gets beyond like the normal users, when you start getting other people on here, then you start getting people roasting me and all that. It's funny to me, man. It's cool. But the only thing I want, if anybody wants to roast me, you feel free. You came up. We could go for a roast session right now, and I will dominate. I promise you. But just show your face. That's all I want. Just show your face. Give me a fair shake. Yeah, even if not, if you just want to roast, I'm cool with it. But I would much so rather you show your face, so we could go back and forth with it. Cause I'm for it. I'm for it.
Yo, you want to know one person who? You want to know one person that? You want to know one person that was ready for the trolls, for the roast? Kevin Samuels.
Oh yeah. Yeah, shout
played that.
Shout to the homie. He was always ready for it. They're going back and forth about these mashed potatoes. Yeah, but the poop.
He'll play this little thing. Remember this? He'll play this little thing right here. Talk about something.
Yo, he said,
Once you heard that,
maybe it was the poop emoji
that set it off. Yo, I think the poop emoji was crazy, yo. That was crazy. So yeah.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah. So was he referencing health risks to try to save himself or to save her?
How about that?
Good question. Because I'm looking, I can't help but to say this. When he was saying all of those things, right? I'm like, wait a minute, bro. For real? You got all the same issues, bro? What are we talking about, bro? You got all the same issues. And that's the whole thing. But he's a comedian. I mean, if it was just a regular guy, which a lot of people didn't know him. A lot of people were seeing him for the first time. They just see a big fat dude talking about another person, right? That's also overweight, according to society standards.
I know you want to say it. Say it.
You ain't gonna get me canceled.
Listen, I'm about to point out something you just did. This is a double standard. You see how careful you was with your choice of wording? You said a big fat
when it came
dude.
To the women, yes, yes, of course.
Yeah, you ain't talk about a big fat chick. You said talk about a woman. You paused and you said a woman who's also overweight. Like, it's crazy how men. It's just like
it's crazy,
programmed
it's
them.
crazy how we understand the politics of how this works and how not to be canceled straight like that. You just don't say certain things. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things you're gonna get away with. I can call Aries Spears fat. He just had a whole thing inflicting all types of pain on Lizzo. So if somebody calls him fat, then it's okay, right? We can do it. We can get it off. It's no problem. If we want to do it, we gonna do it, bro. Finish talk it up about homeboy. We can get him. The problem is you can't say that about Lizzo. That's a no go. I watch people do it, and I'm not gonna be one of those. I haven't even gotten to where I need to be yet to be derailed just yet. So I'm gonna leave Lizzo alone.
I'm gonna put this on
my mic. She waiting
to hit you with. She waiting to hit you with this.
And that's what I'm saying. When a dude is a Twinkie away, Abe the Don made a great point. When a dude is that's a good picture, by the way. Pause. I'm referring to the background, of course. I like the little color science and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But
appreciate it.
Yeah. I was talking about the picture on the screen, Abe the Don. I like his circle. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see it on the screen or not, but he said he's.
I can't because I'm not.
If he's a Twinkie away from Weight Watchers, while I listen to him. And yeah, Kettle calling him pot black, absolutely. But what I will say is, if this scandal, which I'm about to play one more time for y'all, did not come out, I promise you that this would have served as great advertisement because it kind of made me want to listen to some Aries Spares comedy. I bet you if he's on Netflix, his movies are popping right now. I bet you wherever you can find this cat, whether it even be Tubi or what, people are looking up Aries Spares because that right there, it made me laugh, and I kind of want to watch a little bit more to see if he could be that funny for an hour straight. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just him roasting somebody. I've watched him before, and I did enjoy it. I don't know. I didn't see him come up in a long time, but I think he will show up a lot easier right now after this. But
you can tell he's a lot authentic because, like, just the way he speaks, you could just tell he doesn't have a care in the world. Like he doesn't have anything to lose.
Exactly. All right, so I'm gonna run this last video real quick. I'm not gonna run this video anymore today, but I did promise I would run it at least once for the cats that don't know what the heck is going on here at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this video one more time. This creepy Aries Spares video, including Tiffany Haddish. And if anybody wants to say anything about Tiffany Haddish, please do say something about Tiffany Haddish because I want to know what people's thoughts are on. People have really been dogging Aries Spares about this, but I want to know what people think about Tiffany Haddish. What do you think is up with her for even getting involved in this after I play this joint? But feel free to call up. That number scrolling across the screen. And if anybody else wants to jump in the video, you want to be in this, you want to cam up, go ahead and do it right here. We got a couple votes for the, I think we're about even. And anybody else wants to drop a vote for the Caddy or the Mustang, whichever you like. The next vote's going to win it.
Uncle Pete, I need you to do me a big favor. Please, can you do me a favor and watch TJ while I run to the bank?
No problem.
I'll be right back. Look, do whatever Uncle Pete asks you to do, okay? Be good. All right, thank you so much. If you need anything, just call me, okay? See you.
All right now.
Listen, obviously for legal reasons, I'm not able to divulge. Is that the right word?
Address. You're not even supposed to address.
I was trying to find a more
suitable word, but I really can't talk about anything at this time. But I just more or less want to say to all the loyal listeners, all my fans, very few friends that I have and supporters, thank you guys for your support and for your love. I will certainly remember you and make sure you all get invites to the all-white yacht party with the bevy of bitches that I keep talking about. Listen, this is an extortion case. This is a shakedown. And I didn't need my lawyer to tell me this, to say this, but, I'm going to echo her words. We won't be shaken down.
Whatever, dude. You know what, dude? Like, for real.
Look,
dude. I'm
you know what I got to say to that? It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
You're fired.
For real. Like, when I watched that video, bro.
The power of Christ compels you.
When I watched that video, bro, I'm thinking like, yo, and somebody, here's Saluna, they say, I really wonder about that Tiffany doing that video. And it looked like she was way younger in this particular video. Anybody, what do y'all think? Do y'all think this was years ago? Do y'all think this was relatively recently? I think it looks like a younger Tiffany Haddish. Aries Spares looked the same. Plus, he was dressed up to be old. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. He's got features that makes him look rather old anyway. He's overweight, and he's got those things under his eyes and stuff. So, he looked about the same, pretty much. Even when I watch his old comedy to now, he looks about the same. He looks like a 40-something-year-old dude. And he's always looked like a 40-something-year-old dude, to be honest. Always, pretty much. So, it's hard to tell from him, but Tiffany Haddish, man, for real, I don't know. Yeah, that video was just sad. Yeah. On so many levels. It was. Absolutely right. Very sad. I don't understand what was the meaning behind that. Who directed that? Who filmed that? There was too many people involved to say like, yo, is this how could you say that this is good? How could you say that this is good? I think Tiffany will make it out of this.
Checkmate.
True. And I'm gonna say why I think. You can say why you think so too, GC. But what I will say is the fact that she is in the network. She's plugged in. I think Tiffany Haddish does have decent talent, but she's connected to Kevin Hart. And Kevin Hart is absolutely plugged in. He's in the network. And if he doesn't want her to fail, then she probably won't. That's what I'll say about that.
Period.
Yep, and it said she may lose a few roles, but still salvageable. Yeah, and here's what I'm going to say about society in general. Very fickle. This could blow over. Anything could happen. In any of these cases, they could pretty much victimize themselves if one of them has some type of medical condition or something like that. Then people start feeling sympathy for them all of a sudden, and then they get them a documentary on their road back. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you can do to get out of this. They're saying it's an extortion or whatever, and I understand that people may be extorting you for it, but what they're extorting you for is indisputable. We're watching it, and it's what appears to be its final form. And there's no part of that, which you could exclude yourself from to say, hey, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to look like this. Oh, you knew. And you may have planned it.
The man's eyes is literally newspaper.
Yeah.
and then come on, you knew what you was doing. You played R. Kelly in the vid, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what type of budget they think this was going to have. If they thought it was going to go mainstream or what. But you weren't going to get R. Kelly. Not even R. Kelly. Because remember, it's not him. It's the label, and they would not have put a clearance for that particular film. I'm just going to say that right now. That wasn't going to happen. Dusty, crusty old video. That's what Solana thinks. And GC says, yeah, like Nate Parker or John Boyega. Damn. Damn. Oh, these people that that actually came back from like being out of the loop or messed up? Is that what we're talking about with the Nate Parker situation? Are we talking about people who recovered from fickle society? Aiden Don's got something here. It was in 2018 when the video was made. Oh, the parents that allowed this should be dealt with. Yeah, absolutely. Tiffany Lee is plugged in with some heavy hitters. Yeah, not so much with Aries. He called it Hollyweird, and this means at its best. Yes. For those of you who don't know what Hollyweird is, this is a prime example of it. People say that people who are in Hollywood are some absolute weirdos, have some strange fetishes and everything else. Oh, and that's one thing that I did not mention. There are allegations that there was some type of abuse to not only the child depicted in the video, which was allegedly 7 years old, but the 14-year-old sister have complaints of some type of abuse.
I see something on here that says Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears accuse her ex. This is from Yahoo News. Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears accuse her ex Los Angeles prosecutors to immediately arrest the comedians on child sexual abuse claims.
That's crazy.
They said the woman who accused Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears of child abuse reportedly wants the pair arrested. According to NBC News, Jane Doe wrote a letter to Los Angeles County District Attorney on Monday. Jane says she's prepared to provide irrefutable evidence that substantiate our allegations.
Wow.
I wonder what that...
That sounds heavy.
I wonder what that is.
Evidence.
I wonder what that evidence.
Our claims. That's heavy. That's heavy. That's heavy. Whew. People that are still recovering. Okay, gotcha. 4 years ago, not that long ago. Got some explaining to do. That is, yeah. I don't understand what that was. I don't know if
said
like their own private thing that they would laugh about or whatever, because it was never released on any level, on any scale, anywhere. It could have been just because it was like, you know what, this is a really crummy idea. I don't think that we should do this. They're not going to take this well. They're going to think something is wrong with us.
The power of Christ compels you.
And and we're going to get a lot more backlash than credibility.
And this was just made. This article just came out today at 4:36 p.m. So this is fresh.
I don't believe the supposedly irrefutable evidence. You don't. Yeah, those accusations always exaggerate. He's not buying it. He's not buying it. And you know what? There might, I'm sure there's, just watching what it is. I mean, they got some type of a point here. They definitely will get some type of punitive damages just for the exposure, for the embarrassment, that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about this abuse situation. This isn't something that you sit on. This is something that you would have blown out of proportion right off the rip. You know what I'm saying? This ain't something that you sit on. Pause. Garage Geek. It's definitely a horrible video. And if that was a little while ago, both of them would have been dealt with quick. Yeah, I would have. Yeah. Oh. If this were yeah, if this were my children, bro. Yeah, I would have had to catch a case. Oh, he said if that was. Ooh, yeah. I'm not gonna say that, but y'all can read it. I'm not gonna say that. Oh yeah, they would have both been dealt with. Okay, so your stance on it is that you feel like if this was a white person or a white boy instead of a child who's black, then this would have been dealt with quick.
I see something interesting.
What do you think,
comment
it's very possible. Very possible.
Listen to this.
Here's what I'll say. Statistically, a lot of children of color are ignored in these type of situations. So I think the Garage Geek has a valid point here. Unfortunately, this is what the data shows. This isn't my personal opinion, but the data would suggest that the Garage Geek has a valid point.
Do you remember that movie? Do you remember this movie? I don't remember the name of the movie, but do you remember this movie where it was a real life actor who actually had dwarfism? She played in this movie, multiple movies, where she pretends to be a child, right? So she gets adopted into multiple families where she is so pretending to be a child, but the whole time they don't know she's a 32-year-old woman, and she's trying to come after, seek love from the family's, the man of the house, and she destroys the family and tries to assassinate them one by one, all the way down to the man. If the man doesn't take her after she assassinates everybody, she then assassinates him, and then she moves on to the next family with the same goal. But they use an actual. Right. So she looks like a child. She plays the living crap out of this role, but she's the actual adult. Now, I'm saying that to make comparison to this comment that I see from this guy named Maxwell, Yahoo News. He said, I saw the video of Spears. I would say the producers and parents should be in more trouble than the actors. Actors were there just for a paycheck. The parents agreed to it and should have been on set. I don't know where I'm at is legally required to have a guardian on set with a minor. The producers are the one in charge of the production. Seems odd to blame the actors considering it was a comedy bit they were doing, and I've seen equally as risky things in other better financed productions.
Yes, they should be held accountable as well. The parents should absolutely be held accountable for neglect because this is outrageous. You should be on set or should at least read the script right before you allow your 7-year-old to be in a film. Maybe they were 4 at the time and maybe they see an opportunity now. Who knows? Secondly, the producers, whoever thought this was cool, whoever wrote this, man, you out of your mind. Seriously, you're out of your mind, whoever wrote this. That's nonsense, pure nonsense. I don't believe that somebody would have thought this was cool. It went through so many hands that this should have never came out. Who was the editor? Because I'm going to tell you, I edit. I do edit videos. I do all kinds of edits for videos. And what I'm going to tell you is it's tedious. It's tedious. And you're going to have these images in your head. When I first started doing 95 series, you know, like he was talking about that first scene and everything else. And some of it was because I was getting into the character. I had nightmares a lot because these images that you're spending hours watching and listening to over and over and over, they don't escape you. And that's where your mind goes for a little while. I would go into editing mode. It was difficult. I started to learn how to do it, but it's tough. when you go into, I went into writing mode, then filming mode, and then editing mode. So editing mode, I would understand what I had to do, and I would just lock in. There was times where me and my partner locked in for 72 hours straight with no sleep editing, so we could get an episode out by the due date that we set for ourselves. Those images are going to play in your head like crazy. So whoever edited this, I would have been so disgusted that I would have dropped it off the rip, because I can't watch those images. I can't edit and play around with those images at all. I would have dropped it ASAP. Those are not the images that I want to play in my head when I'm sleeping or awake. There's no way that I could have ever edited such a film. Whoever edited that is a maniac, because you had to watch that over. Or this is just how you get your rocks off. I feel like everybody involved in that particular situation is dealing with some type of mental health issue, some type of sickness that would involve you in that. Outside of the children, because they're just doing what's asked of them. You can't expect them to understand it. They think it's innocent. They don't know anything about that. But every single adult that gave this thing a green light and said, I'll participate, you're a maniac. Something's wrong with you. You need help. It's unacceptable. Period. And sick. And you're dealing with some mental health issues. Period. And you need to get it addressed. But go ahead, bro.
I saw something here.
Oh, anybody? I need another vote. I need another vote for one of these cars. Damn, they can't see. Let me drop you out for a second, bro, because I gotta. You got the
I got something what you just said.
And then you got the Mustang. Give us one more vote. As soon as that vote comes in, right, these bad boys are gone.
I think I might have some answers to what you were questioning. This was made on September the 6th, yesterday, from a source from the website called thecut.com. It says comedians Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spares have been accused of exploiting and sexually abusing two minors, according to the Daily Beast. In a September 1st report based on documents from a new civil lawsuit and interviews with the plaintiffs, the outlet says Haddish encouraged her friend's children, going by Jane and John Doe, to maintain their identity, right? So participate in explicit sketches, one of which apparently wound up on the website Funny or Die. Jane and John were respectively 14 and 7 at the time, now 2017. They claim intense, lingering, emotional, and psychological distress from the skits. Their lawsuit accuses both comedians of sexually abusing, battering, and harassing a minor, along with intentional infliction of emotional distress and gross negligence. It separately accuses Haddish of negligent supervision / failure to warn, breach of the fiduciary duty, and constructive fraud, according to the Daily Beast. Per the Daily Beast, Haddish and the plaintiff's mother met through comedy and bonded over their divorces. Messy divorces, she told the outlet. We just got really, really super close. Okay? That would have been sometime before 2013, when a lawsuit claims Haddish spoke at a then 14-year-old Jane's camp and offered her a, quote, a perfect role starring in a commercial to be produced by Haddish and Spears. This allegedly involved Jane, quote, moaning and making sexual noises while she stimulated fellatio on a sub sandwich at the adult comedian's request. At the adult comedian's request. At the adult comedian's request. I repeat. Through Jane says she tried to do what they asked, she allegedly left feeling physically, emotionally, and mentally uncomfortable, and as if she hadn't really delivered on the assignment. She says she didn't tell her mom or anybody else. She says she didn't tell her mom or anybody else. Once again, children have a mindset of their own. Children have a mindset of their own. And that is when you have to most vividly pay attention to that human. She says she didn't tell her mom or anybody else about how weird I felt at the moment. But then a year later, Haddish allegedly approached her friend again about filming a project for John, which turned out to be a sketch titled The Mind
Crazy.
of a Pedophile. The Mind of a
That's
Pedophile.
mad. That's madness. Anybody jumping in, please drop a like. Please do share. Please do subscribe.
This is crazy, right?
We're talking about the Aries Spares and Lizzo situation. If you want to call in, go ahead and call in. If you want to cam up, hit the link in the description, and it'll pretty much act like a Zoom call if you want to jump in before we get out of here. And also,
we must be
love a vote. I would love a vote for either car. We have the Mustang or the Cadillac. Go ahead and vote. If you want to call up and do it. Anybody in here, please do like, share, and subscribe. Phone lines are open. Phone lines are open. Phone lines are open. Anybody just came in? The phone lines down at the bottom of the screen. It is 609-666-2995. If you want to weigh in on this Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spares situation, or if you want to talk about the discussion that Lizzo, that whole Lizzo thing, that's fine too, with him body shaming her. That's cool too. Either one, it doesn't matter. You can jump in at any time. If you want to cam up, go right ahead and jump in. If you want to talk on the phone, you want to jump in that live, go ahead and jump in that live. We in here. And if
that we must be.
I'll show you the cars. I'll show you the cars again, so you can vote if you want to. You got the Cadillac.
We must be triggering.
And the Mustang.
I got the Mustang.
I got the Mustang.
I think
the Cadillac's about to take this L, to be honest. Yeah, because nobody really jumped in for the Caddy this week.
I was the one that said earlier. I was the one that said earlier in the Great Words event.
I think I saw like 3 Mustangs, maybe one.
10-second car.
One Cadillac. But yeah, this is what we're talking about today. We really want to get into that. I feel like before we jump out of here, but I'm really disturbed by this Aries Spares the Tiffany Haddish video. It's crazy when you see those images. And I saw it in its raw form. Very hard watch. I couldn't get through the whole thing. I'm glad I did find the this is not edited well, but I couldn't find myself to edit the footage, so I had to use whatever somebody else put out there, because I wasn't gonna do that. I'm sorry, I just wasn't gonna do that.
Listen, this is some serious allegations. Listen to this. You ready for this? It says both appeared in the clip, right? But Spears played the eponymous pedophile. He says he reportedly massaged baby oil into the boy's bare shoulders. He reportedly massaged baby oil into the boy's bare shoulders. John spends most of the video clad on.
Y'all crazy. How? How? How is that a thing? How is that a thing? Yeah, so the caddy's got to go.
It says, goodbye.
One more. Shoot a fat with Smooth. What's happening with you?
He reportedly massaged baby oil into.
Hello?
Hey, how are you? You got Shoot a Fat with Smooth on the line. What's happening with you?
Oh, I was calling in for the live.
Yeah, you here? That's it. You in the live? Where you calling?
On the live?
Yeah, you in the live. You on live right now. Who we got? Where you calling from?
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm calling from Texas. This is Soluna. And the thing about the video with Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish that it's beyond sad. Things like that should not be made, period.
Absolutely. Did you see the video in its entirety, or did you just see what we had here today?
I just saw what you had there today, and I would never want to see the whole thing in its entirety. I thought that was the whole thing in its entirety.
Disgusting, right? Disgusting.
In other words, she said that was enough for her to see.
Yeah, straight up. Not only is it sending out such a negative message, it's so hurtful to so many victims. That's just something you can't touch on in comedy. Mm-mm.
Disgusting, right? So, would you also like to weigh in on the other topic we had here with him body shaming Lizzo? What do you think about that?
Well, it sounded like he really was hungry, wanted those mashed potatoes. If I can't say what I would have done if I was Lizzo in that situation, but maybe she could have said maybe I was looking real tasty to him and he was super hungry that day. I don't know. She went off. She went off at that award.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I look tasty. Okay, you want to compare me to the mashed potatoes and eat me up? All right.
That is crazy. Now, let's see if you got a conspiracy theory here now. Do you feel like, in this particular situation, do you feel like it was Lizzo who had something to do with this leaked video? Because it was hidden for 4 years and did not surface until the same week. But what do you think? Do you think that there's some... what do you have a theory on it?
Yeah, I think that it's not. It's like an indirect correlation.
Indirect correlation.
I think him.
Okay.
I think him getting the spotlight, so to speak, from his Lizzo comments. She brought it even more into light with her addressing it at the award ceremony.
Oh.
And then somebody else probably doesn't even know Lizzo personally, but had that video.
Okay, so you feel like you think it was the timing, like, oh, Aries Spears about to get his, or do you feel like it was?
Yeah, it's that universal timing. Yep.
Aries Spears ain't about to get hot right now. We about to shut that right on down. we had another person in the chat that feels like that the same way, and I understand. I understand where you're coming from with that, because I think that there's some validity to that situation, seriously, because like just the timing is crazy. This timing that they had, like for it to come out the same week, and I haven't heard anything from Aries Spears in a very long time before this situation, and therefore to just pop up like that is like, wow. You just was about to get some,
that's divine timing.
Oh,
yep.
You feel like this was kind of like karma.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this wasn't constructed by
a ripple of unfortunate events. Yeah.
Oh man, that is crazy. Now we appreciate you calling.
It's the ripple effect.
Yeah. Now that makes sense. Shout your name and your city.
Soluna, Texas, South Texas.
Nice. Perfect. Thank you so much for calling.
Are you in Texas? How can I ask you something?
Hopefully you are compelled to subscribe. We appreciate you. We'd love to see you back.
Appreciate y'all. All right, bye.
All right, you have a good one.
You still there? I was gonna ask her how Texas is, because I'm finna be out there in a few months.
Oh yeah, my bad. Well, hopefully she'll be back and get another opportunity. Yeah, that's South Texas for you, man. But yeah. So she feels like it's divine timing. Hey, listen. For those of you who believe in the whole karma thing, this plays out perfectly to that theory, which is a possibility. I'm not completely sold on karma. Most people who know me know that I'm not completely sold on karma, because I watch a lot of good people do poorly, and a lot of bad people do well. So that whole karma thing is like, I don't know, bro. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I appreciate it for what it was. So we got the car out of here. We're about ready to take it down. I appreciate everybody for jumping in the way they did. Very much so. We definitely appreciate you. And yeah, anybody go ahead, AGs. You can shout yourself out and whatever before we creep up out of here. Unless somebody tries to sneak in. If somebody does sneak a call in before I go, then it is what it is. I'll take it. But go ahead, bro.
Okay, I go by the name of G's. I'm a relationship. My platform is called Relationship Talk with G's podcast, and this is a nice little new setup we got here, Smooth. By the way, but this is pretty much what my setup looks like here. So if you want to check me out, I'm usually live on like Fridays or Saturdays around like 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And me and Smooth, I've known him for a little over a year now, and we have a pretty the same like-minded aspects when it comes to this conversation. Good brother. I appreciate him. Learned a lot from him, and a lot of learning and wisdom. And $4,000 later, I have grown in this industry, and still got a long way to go. But life is a learning experience. We are all grown to be teachers, but at the end of the day, we still have to be students because we learn until the day we die. And that's what I'm going to be talking about this weekend. It's going to be called Every Teacher Has a Teacher. Where's Your Teacher?
Mm-hmm.
And yep. So yeah, I appreciate, life is about people. And, that's one of my contributions. That's one of the biggest contributions that Trev Smooth gives. His contribution, his due diligence to the public, and that's what we have to do. He sets a good example. We have to give our contribution as human beings. We have to volunteer it without expectation of anything back, because it goes to the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. It's better to give than to receive. And you must be willing to give first if you want to receive anything of the same reciprocation in return. So I appreciate you having me on here. Appreciate you.
No doubt, bro. No doubt, bro. We'll see you again, man. Appreciate you, dude.
Gotcha. I'm gonna click the screen off so you can end your thing.
All right, bro. Later on. So, and there you have it. One thing that he did mention, man, is he learned some things and all of that, which is appreciated, to be acknowledged for that. But I feel it's very important to offer enrichment. If you have people in your life that don't offer enrichment, man, then what are you doing? You should offer some enrichment. Everybody who's around you should feel like they learned something or received something from you, without the expectation of getting anything in return. You should put good out in the world, especially if you are a believer in karma, and even if you aren't. I enjoy helping people. I love to see others excel, and if I know something that you don't yet, then I'm going to share it. I want to see people around me grow and flourish, man. Like that's just where I'm at with it, for real, for real. All right, like your homeboy said, Solana. Like he's out. So hey, I appreciate y'all for stopping in. For real, for real. I hope y'all got something out of this. This is a little bit off from what we normally do. We do talk about relationships a lot, but we do discuss mental health. And in this particular situation, I feel like these people obviously have some serious mental health issues. Serious mental health issues. Everybody involved in that situation, I don't know what's up with you, what's going on in your brain, but you need to chill. For real, for real. For real, for real. For real, for real. Because that right there is, I don't know, yo. I just don't know. I don't understand it. I'm not sure if I want to understand it. But I think it's important for us to shed light on these types of situations. Seriously. All right. Anybody who jumped in, anybody who's here, please do like, share, and subscribe to the video. We love you for it, man. And as always, stay hungry, my friends. Never thirsty.